Hi, this is Lucia with The Art of Love, and this week I would like to talk about the difference between infatuation and love. And I'm going to use an email to illustrate some of the things that happen when you're infatuated, and then I'm going to discuss how to know whether it is infatuation or in fact it's the real thing. So, the guy said, I met a girl who lives 1,500 miles from me. We started texting and calling, and before you know it, we made plans to see each other. I saw her once a month, but the problem is that I have anxiety. 3 months in, we started having jealousy fights. I couldn't see how much she loved me because I was stuck on the fear of losing her, or even her talking to other guys. We'd have arguments, or I would get cold when she hung out with other people. And the crazy thing is, she's not the flirty type. We had amazing moments, but never fully sat down and discussed our problems in person. Last month when she was here, we had a wonderful time. I got closer. I felt even more in love, and it was great. We got more excited because she was going to move in a couple of months. On one romantic walk by the river, we sat holding hands. I asked if she wanted to marry me and be with me forever, and she said totally. Did she really say totally? Or did she say yes? Anyways, but when she went home, we got into a fight about jealousy, and she said she was done and wanted me to work on myself and get help for my crazy anxiety. And by the way, what he's calling anxiety is actually infatuation. So 2 weeks after the breakup, she texted saying she's having a hard time. I called her. We talked on the phone for 3 hours. The next couple of days we texted and snapped as if we were dating. Then one night she got cold and said we're almost dating and I'm not getting into a relationship right now. I called her after a few weeks. She said she was confused and thinks she loved me as a friend last year, but I don't buy it. She would cry leaving the airport and beam when she saw me. No contact for a few weeks till I called her for her graduation, said congratulations, and asked why she hadn't contacted me. She said, because we're moving on. I was devastated. How could she move on so fast? I then asked if she loved me. She said no. There's really no point in ever asking someone if they love you, because if they love you, you'll know it, and if they don't, you'll know it. And then finally, it's been a month and a half since the breakup. I really wish I could get another chance. So he thinks that it's just anxiety, but what it is actually is infatuation. This is a classic example of infatuation. So let me go over some of the points. Infatuation is when you've only known each other for a short time and things are moving fast and you think this is the one and this is great. Because love requires a real connection, and to have a real connection you have to know that person. You can't just meet someone and think, that's it, this is the one. Although, yes, there are cases of love at first sight, but more often than not, it's infatuation. So it takes time to develop. I had a girlfriend, and every time she would start dating someone, after a couple of dates, she'd say, I'm in love. And I'd always have to bring her down to earth and say, slow down, you're not in love. So he said that, they made plans to see each other, and I bet you it was sooner rather than later. And they were moving things along quickly, which is actually another of the points that show that it is actually infatuation. It's like you can't wait to take the next step. And he also proposed, and it doesn't say how long they've been dating, but I bet it wasn't really that long, because you want to hurry up and take the next step because you're afraid you're going to lose that person. As I said, love takes time. It's a process. And if it is love, you're not worried about losing the person, and you're not trying to speed things along, and you're not trying to rush to the next step, to propose, to get married, to lock them down so that you won't lose them. Another way to know that someone is infatuated, and this is very much in this email, is you get really, really jealous, right? So this was the theme throughout his email, about the jealousy, the fights. And when you're in love, and when it's true love, you're not jealous because you feel connected in a special way. And so you don't worry about anyone else because you know that what you have with this person is special. But if you have nothing to base that on, if it's not love, then there's going to be a lot of fights and a lot of jealousy because you're afraid that you're going to lose them. And you feel a lot of anxiety over that. And that's what he was referring to. And speaking of anxiety and jealousy. Another factor that is infatuation is you're creating a ton of drama in your relationship, right? This whole email was all about drama. There's this because you have a lot of intense and insecure feelings towards your partner. You're afraid of losing them, and so there's constant drama. And then finally, and he didn't mention this, but I bet you this is what he's feeling, is that you feel tired all the time. And that's because your mind is working overtime. You're looking for any possible threats to your relationship. And fear is a very low vibrational energy. And it sucks up a lot of your life force when you're in that state of fear. Whereas love is a higher energy, and it gives you peace, and you're calm, and you don't feel threatened, and you have a lot of energy. You're not tired. That's why you have so much energy when you're in love, because you're at a higher vibration. So those are just some of the points that show you that it's actually infatuation and not love. There's a lot more, but I didn't want to give too many. So let me just go over them really, really quick. You get really, really jealous. You can't wait to take the next step. You're creating a ton of drama in your relationship. You feel tired all the time, and you've only known each other for a short time. So if you have any questions or comments about this, or you're interested in my private coaching, you can contact me at my website, theartoflove.net. Please use that contact form on theartoflove.net to contact me, and don't email me directly. Otherwise, your email may end up in the spam folder and I may not see it. If you're listening to this on iTunes, please be sure to rate and review it. And finally, remember that love inspires, empowers, uplifts, and enlightens.